Sup, Alfie? It's been ages! How have you been? No way! Is that Charles? Where have you been hiding? It's been, what, 10 years? I'm doing great. Thanks, my dude. Yeah, I think it's been about that long. Time flies, huh? I've had so much on my plate, with switching jobs and all. These past 10 years just vanished. Where does it all go? I know, right? I think we both share some of the responsibility for us drifting apart. We've both been pretty lazy with messages, lol. So, how's it going? And what's with the random message out of the blue after all this time? Everything okay? Did something happen? About that. I recently was given a long vacation from work, so I thought it might be nice for us to catch up. I messaged because I was wondering if you might want to meet for a beer sometime. I like the sound of that. Beer's always good. Let's do it. Come to think of it, where do you even live these days? You left town, right? At least, that's what I heard. Yeah, I forgot to tell you. I live in Canada now. Canada? Whoa! Aren't you cold? Can't beat maple syrup on pancakes for breakfast, though. You're making me hungry. No doubt about it. They make some nice food up here. Rustle up some mean burgers, too. There's this place near my house you've just gotta try out if you ever come up here. Thing is, though, I got sent up here for work. So I get pretty lonely sometimes living away from my wife and son. It can be tough, actually. Oh, really? Hey, wait a sec. Since when did you have a kid? I never heard about that. Oh, did I forget to tell you? Is that your new catchphrase? Man, we're the worst. We gotta make more of an effort from now on. My wife and son are still living in our hometown down in Utah. And here I am, all on my own, up here in the frosty wilderness. I see. Man, this has been a serious blast from the past. This is too much excitement for one day. Sorry about that. I guess we have a lot to catch up on after not speaking for 10 years. No kidding. 10 years, dude. 10 whole freaking years! How about you? How are things on your end? I'm single and unemployed. I see. Sorry to hear that. Oh my god! Did you believe me? Stop it! I was pulling your leg, dude! I have a GF and a job! Whoops, my bad. I see. Glad to hear it. I see you haven't changed a bit. 10 years or not, I'm still the same old me. Anyway, when does your vacation start? Yeah, I see that. My vacation starts on the 1st of next month. I'll message you when I've dotted the I's and crossed the T's on my schedule. Sounds good. Make it sooner rather than later, dude. We've got catching up to do. So you're a family man now, huh? I bet your wife and kid will be over the moon to have you home again. Yeah, I guess they will. I've been so busy lately, I haven't had time to go back and see them at all. Damn, that sucks. This vacation sounds like just what you need. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. By the way, how old's your son? He's 8 now. Damn, he's 8 already? You had him a couple years after we drifted apart then? He must be big. I had no idea at all. I mean, I thought maybe you would have found a nice girl and settled down by now, but I'm really pleased to hear it's for real. So, your wife and son are still down here in Utah? That sounds surprisingly awkward. Them being down here, and you being up in Canada for work. They're not kidding when they say they grow up fast, you know? We were doing video calls every night a while back, but recently, I've been so busy that I haven't had a chance. They're asleep by the time I get done with work. And I'd hate to have them stay up on my behalf. You have no idea how badly I want to see the little rascal. Be careful, Alfie. You might not even recognize him soon if you keep this up. LOL, cut it out! I know it might sound weird coming from me, but I love the hell out of that kid. He can be a handful at times, but I wouldn't trade him for the world. Man, you used to be so cool. I can't believe what a sentimental dork you've become. Kids really are amazing, huh? My kid's in a league of his own. My wife gets mad at me every time I go home because I just can't help but buy him mountains of clothes and toys. He gets spoiled rotten. I guess they have a way of getting you to do that. They sure do. Uh-huh. Yep. Kids are really cute. It's weird. I've started getting this warm, fuzzy feeling lately. I want to just protect them, even though I don't have any of my own yet. And you call me sentimental? Where did that come from? Well, this conversation about your son reminded me of something that's been going on lately. There's this park in the neighborhood. Your neighborhood? Yeah. There's a little kid who seems to be there every day, wearing the exact same clothes. That's weird. Who is he? A ghost? I'm guessing he's not a ghost. I don't know. It's kind of been playing on my mind, I guess. He's there literally every day, wearing the exact same clothes. It's hard not to notice because he's always alone. He just sits on the swings, barely moving, looking all sorry for himself. As a dad, what do you think? Well, you know what boys at that age are like. He probably just goes to the park every day because he likes playing there. Don't you remember what we used to be like? We were the same. If we weren't out at the park playing tricks on each other, we'd be playing soccer or tag or something. My mom always forced me to wear the same clothes because she knew any fresh ones would get filthy within 5 minutes anyway. I must have looked like a real little street urchin. Yeah, fair point. Aren't you overthinking this a little? Surely, if there was actually something wrong with him, he wouldn't be out playing at the park. Yeah, okay. You make a strong case. Come to think of it, we were just like that. Sorry if I weirded you out, dude. It's just been playing on my mind a little is all. I guess it's no wonder. You've always been really kind. I'm relieved to see you haven't changed. I'm really glad we got in touch again, Alfie. I'll contact you as soon as I know when I'm gonna be free. I hope you still know how to drink, because I certainly didn't forget. I'm counting on you to take us to the wildest bar in town. I can't wait, Broseph. Take it easy. Catch you later. Charles, are you awake? Sorry to bombard you with calls late at night like this if you're in bed. Please, wake up. This is an emergency. What the hell? It's the middle of the night, bro. What's going on? Emergency? What do you mean? There's something I need to ask you. Is your son's name Jake? Huh? My son's name? Yeah, it's Jake. Why are you asking me that at 1:45 a.m.? Have you lost your mind? God damn! I knew it! Can you make it down here tomorrow? What are you talking about? I need you to come back on the earliest flight tomorrow. I'm not joking here. It's your son. He's in trouble. Huh? My son? Jake's in trouble? How? Why? What the hell's going on here? What, some kind of prank? Are you half asleep? Drunk? You know the last time we spoke, I mentioned that kid who I kept seeing on his own in the neighborhood park? Do you remember? Oh, yeah. The suspected ghost? The one who always wore the same clothes every day? Yeah, him! That kid! Listen, I went to the park just now, and he was there! Just like always. He was on his own at the park. Why did you go to the park at this time? Are you feeling okay? Why did you go there? Well, my girlfriend broke up with me today, and I couldn't sleep and needed to clear my head. Anyway, forget about that. That's not why I messaged you. Back to the point. So he was there, the kid. The same kid, totally on his own, in the same clothes, just like always. I knew something had to be wrong for him to be there so late at night. So, I asked him what was up. What'd he say? He was surprisingly forthcoming, and we had a little chat. He told me there was this weird guy who kept coming to his house to see his mom. And his mom told him, whenever that guy was there, he wasn't allowed to be at home. So she basically kicked him out. And the only place he could think to go was the park. Now, for the crazy part. Are you ready? I asked him where his dad was, and he told me he flew up to Canada for work, and hasn't been home in ages. Huh? He's 8 years old, and his name is Jake. Jake Dawson. He even has your surname. There's no way this could be a coincidence. What? How many 8-year-old Jake Dawsons with dads away for work in Canada can there be? He's your son! He has to be! No way. There has to be some kind of mistake. Naomi kicked Jake out of the house? In the middle of the night? Why? Did he tell you why? He just said it was because of that guy. Apparently, he's not allowed in or near the house whenever he's over, under any circumstance, day or night. Listen, Charles, this isn't easy to tell you. And I really don't want to say this. But thinking about it logically, there's only one thing this could possibly be, right? Wait a sec! No way! Naomi's not like that! How could she? She wouldn't! She isn't! Does Jake have a mark on the back of his neck? A crescent moon-shaped birthmark? Yes. Here's a picture of the kid I spoke to at the park. Jake! Jake, that's my son! Jake! Are you being serious? You found him on his own at the local park in the middle of the night? I knew it. It's okay. Don't worry. I felt bad for him on his own like that, so I brought him back to my place. He was shivering like a crack addict, so I ran a bath and cooked him some warm spaghetti. He watched cartoons on the sofa for a little while. Now he's fast asleep. Thank you, Alfie. I really can't thank you enough for this. I owe you more than just a beer. Don't mention it. It might have been a complete coincidence, but I'm glad it was me who found him, and not some ill-intentioned creep. No kidding. Man. It doesn't even bear thinking about. Thank you so much. I can't tell you how relieved I am he's okay. I couldn't help but notice he was a little skinny, though. Was he like that when you last saw him? Do you know if he's been eating right? Really? I can't tell from the photo. I can't help but wonder if she's not feeding him properly. I mean, if she'd boot him out at 1 a.m., it's not hard to believe, right? You should have seen how quickly he devoured the spaghetti. It was like watching a bear come out of hibernation. I don't think I've ever seen a kid eat that much in one sitting. I would have been impressed if I wasn't so concerned. Oh man, I'm really sorry about that. I hope you still have enough left for yourself, my dude. I'll cover whatever he ate and then some on top of that by way of thanks. Seriously, Charles? Don't be silly. You don't have to worry about that. I mean, I won't stop you from buying me a beer, but you don't have to go crazy. I'm kind of kicking myself here, though. I first noticed him at the park way before I told you about him the other day. Damn it! I wish I spoke to him earlier. Who knows how long he was sitting on his own out there. It was super cold tonight. He was shivering so badly. The thought of him being out there all the time is just... ugh! Thank you. I'm lucky to have a friend like you, Alfie. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I have no clue how to thank you for this. I could buy you 1,000,000 beers, and it still wouldn't even come close. I'll do anything. I mean it. I'm about to book a flight for tomorrow morning. I'll be home as soon as I can. 1,000,000 beers? Okay, that can work. Just kidding. I mean it, Charles. You don't have to thank me. I'm just glad I spoke to him in the end, even if it was later than I'd have liked. All right. Come to my place as soon as you get back tomorrow, okay? Jake's still asleep on the couch at the moment. I'll see to it that he has adequate pizza and cartoons until you get here if he wakes up. Words can't describe how grateful I am, bro. It's nothing, really. More importantly, have you spoken to your wife yet? Yeah, about that. Something seems off. I tried calling her as soon as I saw the picture, but she's not answering at all. I know it's the middle of the night, but she's supposed to have my number as an emergency exception. I see. I wonder if she's just sleeping through the calls. It is the middle of the night. Hard to believe if she's normally reachable, though. I'm gonna keep trying to get through to her. I can't believe it either. I never would have thought she'd do something like this in a million years. It's bad enough that she's been having some guy around. But who could do such a thing to her own son? On his own in the park, day in, day out, and even in the middle of the night, for crying out loud. Man, it breaks my heart. It really does. I'll never forgive her. Jake's safe and sound with me, so try and keep a clear head, okay? I'm here for you, bro. Whatever's going on, we're gonna get to the bottom of it. If you need me to help you with anything, just say the word, and it's done. In any case, you're probably gonna be speaking to Naomi before long. So for the time being, just try to relax until you know exactly what's going on. Hope you have a safe flight. I'm so sorry to trouble you with all of this. Thank you again. I know I sound like a broken record here, but I don't know what else to say. Thank you. I'll be with you and Jake ASAP. I know you can see my messages. Reply already! What the heck is going on?
Good morning to you, too. I slept like a log. I didn't notice you've been calling me at all. I'm sorry I missed you, but isn't 59 missed calls a bit dramatic? I mean, really.
You slept like a log, huh? That's a good one. Now give me a straight answer. What were you doing yesterday?
Huh? Why are you talking to me like this? Are you angry about something? What do you mean, what was I doing yesterday? I just went about my usual routine. What's this all about? It's not like you to spam call or message me this early.
Business as usual, huh? I see. Where's Jake right now?
What? Why, he's in his room, of course. What's going on with you, Charles? You're freaking me out.
You see, the thing is, I've been missing him a lot lately. And I thought it'd be nice if I could talk to him again after all this time. If he's in his room, you wouldn't mind giving him a knock and passing him the phone, would you?
Actually, that might be a little difficult. I'm not sure I can do that right now.
Oh, is that so? Is there a reason for that?
Ah, silly me. I forgot. It's his day off school today, so he went out to play first thing this morning. You know how stubborn he can be. Even if I told him to stay for breakfast, he wouldn't listen. He just loves the neighborhood park. I can hardly keep him away from the place lately.
Did he really go out to play?
Yes, of course. Why would you ask me that? I'm terribly sorry, honey, but I'm really busy this morning, so I'm going to put my phone down now. Toodles!
I see. Going back to bed, I take it? Still got some energy left in the tank, huh? Is Loverboy about to go in for second helpings? While you abandon our son?
Huh?
What exactly has left you so busy this morning that you have to kick your son out and tell shameless, barefaced lies to your husband?
Charles, what are you trying to say? Loverboy? Kicking Jake out? I don't know what you're talking about. What's going on with you? Is it the stress of work? Being on your own? You're scaring me.
You needn't bother with the theatrics. One of my childhood friends lives in the neighborhood. I got a sudden phone call from him in the middle of the night, pleading with me to get on the first plane back to Utah. He told me he had a kid that very much resembled my son, eating spaghetti on his sofa, who he found on his own, in the park, in the middle of the night.
What are you talking about? Surely it was someone else. There are such things as coincidences, you know.
I thought exactly the same thing. After all, why on earth would our son be out in the neighborhood park all on his own in the middle of the night? But then he sent me a picture, and it was indeed, beyond any shadow of a doubt, our son Jake.
There has to be some kind of mistake. It must have been a look-alike. I really don't know what you're getting at here.
You still won't admit it? My God, you're despicable. You'd better prepare yourself for what's coming, Naomi. Loverboy, too.
Huh? Loverboy? You really need to tell me what you're talking about.
I'm back in town, Naomi. I came back on the first flight this morning.
What? You came back? No way.
I just arrived at my friend's house and met the kid he found at the park. It's Jake. There's no doubt about it. Why did my friend have to take him in the middle of the night? Because he had nowhere to go if he just went out to play in the morning.
Yes. This is all a big misunderstanding. I remember now. Jake told me he wanted to go out to play all of a sudden at midnight last night.
And then what? You actually let him? Were you concerned when he didn't come back? Give me a break, woman. This crap isn't gonna wash with me. Are you insane? Even if your pathetic excuse was true, you'd still be despicable.
It's the truth.
I see. Maybe you could shed some light on the strange man who comes over regularly to the house. What's the truth on that one? Huh? You regularly invite him over, right? Kicking Jake out on the streets every time, of course. What did you plan on doing if something happened to him?
No, it's not true. He's just my cousin. My cousin, I tell you.
Your cousin, huh? That's interesting. I could have sworn both of your parents were only children. Which means you have no cousins. And that doesn't explain why you keep kicking our son out. There's a whole lot that's not adding up here, Naomi. How about you just come clean?
Oh, I don't? Well, he's an acquaintance of one of my relatives. Surely that counts as a cousin.
Nah, it really doesn't. How long do you plan on making excuses?
I'm doing no such thing. Just stop this.
I see. So, if I were to, say, come home right now, I wouldn't find, say, the two of you together in bed, would I? That's just crazy talk, right?
What the hell kind of a leading question is that? You're not tricking me into anything. You're calling my bluff anyway. I bet you didn't even come home, did you? This is probably all just some big scheme to, well, I don't know, but it is.
Did I really come home? Who knows? I just managed to grab hold of some guy who came hightailing it out of our house like he had had the life frightened out of him. You wouldn't happen to know about anything about him, would you? Actually, forget it. You're only capable of lies. So I'll just get the rest from him.
Huh? No, wait. No. You've got this all wrong. Let him go, please. He has nothing to do with any of this. He's innocent. Just wait.
Why would I do a single thing you asked me to? You starve our son. You kick him out in the middle of the night to shiver his goddamn balls off alone and terrified at the park. There's a special place in hell for you two. You heartless wastes of space.
No, I told you, you've got this all wrong.
What part am I getting wrong? The chump I wrestled into submission on the front lawn started running his mouth at 100 miles an hour. He's showing me the pictures as soon as I mentioned suing him for damages. Seems pretty desperate to reduce the amount he's gonna owe me. To be honest, I didn't think it'd be this easy to get a hold of proof.
Wait, please, will you just hear me out? I'm begging you. This is all just a big misunderstanding. I only did it because I was lonely. I missed you so much. I thought maybe if I could do something to grab your attention, you'd come back and I could have you all to myself again.
Huh? So, you kicked Jake out in the middle of the night and had an affair with your cousin because you were lonely? This is no way for a mother to act.
No, it wasn't like that. Please just hear me out, baby.
Be quiet. I'm sick of hearing your excuses. I don't want to hear anything else you've got to say. I could never believe another word that comes out of your mouth. You're so repulsive. You barely deserve to be called a human. Charles, safely reunited with his son Jake after flying back home from Canada first thing in the morning. The first thing Jake did when he saw his dad was run over and give him a big hug before bursting into tears. It was so heartbreaking that me and Charles weren't able to keep it together either. And the three of us shared a tender man cry that lasted over 10 minutes. Charlie asked if I'd watch Jake a little longer, which I happily obliged, so he could go over to his wife's place to have it out with her. Just as he arrived, with perfect timing, he was able to capture his wife's lover, who was making a run for it, and after a minor interrogation, it seems his self-preservation instincts outweighed any loyalty he had to Naomi, because no sooner was legal action mentioned than he came clean about the affair. Mountains of freshly acquired, incontrovertible proof in hand. Charlie and his cheating wife had a lengthy discussion. Apparently, even after everything, she was still adamant she'd done nothing wrong and continued making excuses. But Charlie just ignored her and said his piece regardless. It probably goes without saying, but Charlie won custody of Jake, and he made sure his lawyer squeezed as much compensation out of his traitorous ex-wife as possible in court. Ultimately, she was kicked out of the house with nothing but the clothes on her back. Charlie then sold the house and blocked her on everything, cutting her out of his life completely. It's just like he says. What she's getting now is nothing compared to the way she treated poor Jake. However, not wanting to cause too much disruption to his school life, he asked if he could leave him with me for a little while, which I happily obliged. What can I say? I like the kid. With that, he returned to Canada for work. Not long afterwards, his company decided that his stay up north would be coming to an end in the near future, and he'd return to America for good. As one last memory up there, and also by way of thanking me, he invited me up to Canada for a 2-week vacation. Me and Jake, who seems to be my biggest fan now because of everything that happened, went up to meet his dad together. Compared to that lonely, emaciated kid in the park, he's like a different person now. He's always smiling and full of joy, and is honestly a pleasure to be around. In fact, he's doing so well that he even teases me about the fact that I got dumped by my girlfriend back then.